Friday the 13th, the game, is a game that released in May 26, 2017. Now, Friday the 13th is a series that's made almost $500 million in sales, with a total of 12 movies. With sales figures looking like this, they decided to make a game. What could go wrong? Well, everything.
Where's the spray? Give me the spray! You fucking fat ass Chad! Give me that shit! Chad, you fucking fat ass! Spray, motherfucker! Fuck you! Give me that spray! Give me that fucking spray back, bitch!
Friday the 13th is much worse than you remember it being. In this video, I'm not just going to cover why the game is so bad, but what happened behind the scenes. Between a lawsuit that forced them to stop updating the game, to incompetent developers that had no idea what they were doing to begin with. Friday the 13th, the game, was a shit show. With over 30,000 backers for Kickstarter raising $1.2 million, the game's development finally began. Development of the game began back in early 2015 by developers Black Tower Studios and Ilphonic. Ilphonic only had one game under their belt prior to making Friday the 13th, and as far as I can tell, that game was a complete flop. Now, Black Tower Studios, on the other hand, had two games under their belt, one called Magus, which I've never heard of and was also a complete flop, and Archangel, an iOS game. Together, these two developers rubbed their 3 brain cells together and started developing Friday the 13th.
My boy. My sweet, sweet Jason.
The very moment Friday the 13th the game came out, negative reviews were flooding in. Between its $40 asking price and batshit crazy bugs, player base was already starting to die at a very rapid rate. This shit sucks. And to make matters worse, they were going through a lawsuit. In 2019, they could no longer update the game. And let me tell you, in 2019, there were a lot of bugs still laying around.
Please, no!
One of the more prominent ones that I like about this game is when you try to close a door, and it closes the door on yourself.
What the fuck is happening?
Oh yeah, and that clip that you heard of that guy Mike spamming, there was no mute button.
Who was playing on that music last game?
Makes sense.
Yeah, no, I couldn't find the mute button.
About.
I could not find the mute button.
Bro,
There is no mute button.
I can't find it.
There's no escape.
Friday the 13th still has players. Barely. But it usually is always possible to get into a game unless it's really late at night. What the fuck?
Oh,
I'm in a game? What the fuck? Yo, I got into a game at 6 o'clock? To the surprise of everyone, I actually managed to get into a game at 6 a.m. I was actually mind-boggled by this shit. Now, you might be asking yourself, well, if you got into a game at 6 a.m., what was the gameplay like? And to that I say, fear not, my child, for the gameplay was worse than you could ever imagine.
Beat his ass! Beat his ass!
I mean, Friday the 13th, the game, in 2022, is a complete dumpster fire. Is it fun? Yes. Is it good? Fuck no. So in conclusion, join my Discord server.